Hi, welcome to Rev Sports. This is Ishan along with Debashish joining for the lunch update. Debashi, the fascinating day, a fascinating session of cricket. 3 wickets, 98 runs. Would you give this session to the Indian side, or would you still consider it being Bangladesh's session after that fantastic 100 by a Monimol as well? So it's been an overall. I think you can say it's balanced by both sides. But if you were to favor one team in this session, which team would it be?
I would say India. The session belongs to India. The sheer fact that they picked those 3 wickets, and obviously, if they can get a few more in the post lunch session, then Bangladesh is staring at a score of not more than at 250, and that will be. I won't say India will be overwhelming favorites to win this test match, but then definitely that opens up us the semblance of a chance to cause a miracle
Yeah,
win of these teams.
yeah.
And if they can score quickly and maybe give Bangladesh a target of say someone around 150, 200, because India will bat last with one more day to go. So I think anything is possible, but then key
Sorry.
is to get a few. And but the key for Bangladesh is obviously Mominul, who looked to be a class apart from the other
Yeah.
batters. Means most of these dismissals, as you see, start from the Mushfiqur dismissal. Obviously, he was judging, and that brilliant delivery from Jasprit Bumrah that um, kissed his off stump, and
Yes.
then that rash shot from Litan Das. That shot was not asked for. Means he got a boundary in that previous over, and then he tried to hit it over to mid off and got caught by Rohit Sharma, and that last dismissal of Shakib Al Hasan.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the key for Bangladesh will be Mominul Islam, but then for India it will be the bowlers. Obviously, if they can get bundle out Bangladesh for anything less than 250 match on.
Absolutely. But I think the innings by Mominul Islam was quite a class knock there, Bashuda. If you saw, and from what I noticed as well, was that he was playing some free cricket. He didn't really have too many preconceived notions like in the head. He was playing his shots freely. And I think that's the intent the rest of the Bangladeshi batters should have looked to have adopted. But unfortunately, that did not happen. But if you were to summarize that innings from your eyes, how did you look at it? What were some of the strengths that were displayed by him?
Yeah, he looked solid. Means obviously, if you look at his innings, he looked solid amongst the Bangladeshi batters. He took time. Obviously, he was willing to stay in the middle and digging it in, and obviously, and it reflected in the way he managed to score that 100. And obviously, the fact that he has he is a proven batter, having
Yeah.
scored 11 consecutive half centuries in Test cricket for Bangladesh, and that is not a mean achievement. So, and remember, he is also a former Bangladesh captain, Bangladesh Test
Yes.
captain. So that and the innings he was willing. If there was a loose ball, if there was a short ball, he was willing to play that pull shots in which he get up to quite a few boundaries. So I think this knock from Mominul speaks volumes of his temperament and grit. Yes, to be playing against the bowlers like Bumrah, Siraj, Akashdeep, Ashwin, obviously a lot of credit should go to Mominul, especially in the manner in which it is done.
Surely, surely. And Devashida, you also mentioned that a lot of Bangladeshi batters who were set in tend to throw their wickets away. We've seen a couple of them, two, three of them. This does not happen that often with top teams such as India or even Australia. You have to work hard to get their wickets. So why is it a case with these Bangladeshi batters that you're set in, you're trying to build a partnership, but then a loose shot from not just one batter but multiple? So what's the issue going on here? Is it just a mindset issue or is it just a lack of concentration?
I think it has to be the lack of concentration, means and trying to break the shackles. Obviously, when you are not scoring runs, you try to be over aggressive, and in trying to do so, you invariably bring your own downfall, and that has been the case with both the dismissal. If you look at Litan Das and Shakib Al Hasan, means
Yeah.
there was no need. The need of the hour was to stay in the middle and build on the partnership. And the way Litan Das sacrificed his wicket, he will rue. He will curse himself. And obviously, that shot. And Rohit particularly placed himself to take that aerial ball, means they
Yes.
catch the aerial ball, and that is what has happened. And but then it also has to be said that both the catches that Rohit took and Siraj took at the boundary was outstanding. Means, and particularly the effort from Siraj in diving in full length and taking the catch 100 with his left hand, and obviously yes, there were a few fielding lapses. And some of the fielding efforts by India, particularly KL Rahul, where Rohit Sharma clearly looked very
Yeah.
upset, and along with Siraj. But then overall, the fielding has been brilliant by India. Yes, as I mentioned that there were a few fielding lapses, but overall it was a very uh, good session by India.
Surely, and this is why fielding becomes so much more important. All these small catches here and there can make the biggest difference in a test match. But hopefully, this Bangladesh side we're hoping to build that partnership, whereas the Indian side we're looking to come back and get all those other wickets in the second session. What did you make of the bowling performance? Devashida, a good bowling performance. Siraj got one, Bumrah got one, and Ashwin as well got one in this session. So, who looked most impressive according to you?
I for me, Bumrah has to be the pick of the bowlers, and especially that early spell where he looked dangerous. Means obviously, and despite the wicket being slow,
Yeah.
means obviously it wasn't doing much, but still those movements, means bringing the ball in, and one particular delivery where Mushfiqur tried just misjudged where his off stump was, and the ball coming in sharply and kissing his off stump. That's pitch
Yes.
bowling. Means obviously, with Bumrah, you always have that doubts in your mind, doubts in the batsman's mind. And or similarly, if you see the ball next a couple of deliveries after which he got Mushfiqur out, Litton does. I think if I remember, the delivery
Hmm.
one to Litton does also jacked back in, but it was a bit high. When
Yeah.
Litton does also left the ball, but the ball it just was over the off stump. So with Bumrah, you always don't know what exactly is coming, and that is what speaks about his greatness.
Yes.
That he can make the bowlers think every time, and for me, the peak of the bowlers has to be Jasprit Bumrah.
Absolutely. And another point, Devashita, is I think he adds pressure. Even if he won't get a wicket for you, he'll add so much pressure on the other team's batters that someone else from the bowling lineup of the Indian team can go in and get that wicket. So Bumrah definitely is an asset, and hopefully he's going to go on and get some more wickets in the second session. Ravindra Jadeja, Ashwin will have a key role to play as the day progresses, Devashita. The wicket might get slower. It might turn a bit more. Do you see Jadeja coming into play, getting some wickets as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Means obviously in Indian conditions, both Jadeja and Ravichandran Ashwin, irrespective of the wickets, they are always dangerous. Means
Yeah.
and um, eh, their uh, what record, their statistics
Mhm.
says a lot about them. Means obviously with both Bumrah, with both Ashwin and Jadeja, and so it will be very difficult for Bangladesh. When
Yeah.
Ishan, and as I said that if Bangladesh are bundled out for less than 250, then India will fancy perhaps scoring at a brisk pace, and giving Bangladesh a target of 150 to 200, because remember India will definitely bat if required in the fourth inning. So
Yeah.
I think this match, yes, draw is definitely looking to be the most likely result, but you cannot count out a India win, because in cricket anything might happen, and uh, um, and it all boils down to how the Bangladeshi batters read, how Mominul Islam carries on batting in the second session.
Yes. Is Mehdi Hassan a good bat, Devashita? Is he someone who can hang around on the wicket for a long time from what you have seen of him?
Yeah, obviously, Mehdi Hassan, we all know what he has, his ability with the bat. He and happens to be is scoring runs for Bangladesh lower down the order. And with him and Shakib as well, now that Shakib is dismissed, he will be a huge factor. Means obviously, all the Bangladesh would want is to give support to Mominul at the other end. And if Mehdi can be on the wicket and strike a partnership of a considerable partnership, then
Hmm.
obviously then this match might go for a barren draw. Means, but the key
Yes.
for Bangladesh will be to have a partnership. Even a 50-run partnership will go in a long way in saving this test match for Bangladesh.
Yes, this is the last, I think, batting stand or partnership that can be built from these two. This is the last recognizable pair, in my opinion. So I think a lot of pressure will be on these two to try and build a partnership, get some more runs on the board, and hopefully they'll be looking to get that same momentum when they go into the second innings as well. I'm excited to see Akashdeep bowl as well, Devashida, if he's going to have a run through in the second session as well. He got 2 wickets, and we've been speaking a lot about him, how he's a good find, he's been bowling well. Maybe he can run in and get some more wickets in the second session.
Why not? I mean, obviously, the good thing about Akash Deep is he's always learning, willing to learn, and the best part of his bowling has been he tries to keep it very simple. Means he's not someone who always likes to experiment. He rather likes to keep it very simple. And the best part is he's pretty straightforward. Means obviously, if you look at his action, he's a very simple action
Yeah,
and he
very
bowls
rhythmic.
straight. He keeps the seam straight, much like Mohammad Shami. So and the manner in which that he has the ability to get the ball in, especially to the left-hander, and that's from round the wicket, and that makes the left-handers a little more difficult to face in, and that is what has happened. If you look at his both the wickets, obviously coming round the wicket and getting those the two Bangladeshi openers picks, and he has done really well. Obviously, if you look at the conditions, obviously conditions definitely are not conducive to I won't say overly conducive to the bowlers, but then still but with Bumrah, Shami, Siraj, Akashdeep, and then those two spinners, I think Bangladeshi batters will have a lot to do
Yes.
in the post-lunch session.
Yeah, I think a lot of work has to be done by them. Quality attack by this Indian side. Everyone seems to be generating good form and good rhythm, which is most important in a test match. So it'll be interesting to see what Devashita, if you just had to summarize before we end this live, what are you expecting of the second session here? Do you think Bangladesh has that potential to reach about 250? You've said it before, every team has that potential, but now it'll be important for them to build the partnership, like you're saying. But again, a couple of quick wickets by the Indian side here, and soon we can also see them crumble in the next half an hour to 1 hour after that post-lunch session. So, lot to play for, lot to see. But what's it looking like? Because if they get bundled up for 250, then we can expect India to go all guns blazing with Rohit Sharma and Jaiswal right up top.
Yeah, obviously the key for Bangladesh batters will be to stay in the middle. Means obviously, their lower order has done tremendously well. If you look at the series against Pakistan, in fact, particularly Mehdi Hassan, who has done really well. So again, the onus will be on Mehdi Hassan. All he does needs to do is to be in the middle and support Mominul because who is already confident there out there in the middle after having his 100. So the key for Bangladesh batters will be to buy time, spend time, because time here in this test match
Yeah.
is precious for Bangladesh to save this test match. Let's be honest, means obviously the more they bat, the more they stay in the middle. Runs are not that paramount, but I think the time is more paramount because with one more session, one more day, it's still going
Hmm.
to go. This test match can very well produce a result. Obviously, draw looks like a likely result, but I think India will fancy if they can get Bangladesh bundled out for 350.
And Rohit Sharma, Jaiswal up the order, both of them attacking batters. So obviously they'll be going for the hunt there when they get Bangladesh bundled for 250 and below. So it'll be interesting to watch. The intent will be aggressive, right? Adada, I think they're going to go hard against the bowlers, and both of them will look to take on the bowlers. So do you think one might play the defensive role and the other will be the aggressor, or both the batters will look to take the bowlers on?
See, obviously you cannot let go the opportunity whenever there's an opportunity to score. That will be also key. Means every time you have you have an opportunity to score, you should not let go that opportunity. So that will maybe dispatching the bad balls to the fence will be key,
Yeah.
crucial in the partnership. And the fact that Mominul has looked solid and he showed a great temperament. So all he needs to do is to take as much of the strike and stay there till the end, and that will be key, because if he can add on to his tally of at least a 40-50 runs more, then Bangladesh will definitely um, cross that initial target of 250 runs, which is all that Bangladesh needs is to cross that 250 run, and then try and build on the partnership. The more they run, the more they score in this test match, the better is the possibility of a draw.
Yeah,
But if Bangladesh gets bundled out in say 1 hour after the post-run session, then
India will go
Indian
for it.
batters will come hard at them, hard at the Bangladesh bowlers, and they will try to take an upper hand. Obviously, if they can
Yes.
score some brisk runs and take a lead by the end of the day, who knows? By tomorrow, say after lunch, Indian bowlers might fancy going at them at 2.5 sessions. So
Hmm.
yes, draw looks to be definitely a first possibility, but you cannot take out the chance of India winning this test match, and that and Bangladesh will be scratching their heads if they
Yeah.
go on to lose this test match inside 2.5 days. Remember, only 35 overs were bowled on day one. Then those day two and day three getting lost, getting rested because of the rain. So I think key for Bangladesh will be to strike a partnership.
All right. So, a lot to look out for in the second session. Thank you, Devashida, for joining. And thank you to everyone who joined as well. Make sure that you stay tuned for the post day show as well. We'll be catching you all at 5 p.m. So, make sure you stay tuned for that and like, share, subscribe. We'll see you all very soon. Thank you.